Welcome to your day number 7 that is simply about recovery, a little bit of joint movements and a little bit of shoulder opening and stretch. And yes, if you want, you can add a little bit of holds, but if you're somebody who just start, trust me, 6th day going into a handstand, it's a little bit too much for the volume. So please listen to your body, something very important, and in base of your needs, do the movement. So here, my advice is simply going to few movements that can simply open your shoulders, open your joints, open your body to be ready for the next week that is obviously immediately the next day, so that you're ready and your body is recovered. So first thing what we want to do, we're going to hold the stretches in a little bit better position and longer position. You see, when it comes to warm up and stretch, the difference is simply into a time of hold. Most of the time, of every time that we warm up, right, we're simply going into moves when their movements are more dynamic. Yes, we can hold a little bit for time, but this is nothing more than simply few seconds. Now that we don't have to warm up, but we simply have to stretch, yes, now we can hold for a longer period of time. So first movement what we're gonna do, we're simply gonna go into a press, so opening our hands, pressing slightly the floor and slightly lean forward. Okay, you should be able to feel a gentle stretch, okay, but not painful in your wrist. Now remember, the closer you are to your body, the more it's easy, because all your weight is going to be more or less on your knees, a little bit on your hands. The more further you go, the more you can stretch and the more weight obviously you can put. So the first one is simply lean and stretch the wrist. Now here, when we lean, we're gonna feel the front part stretching, okay? Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna open on the other side. And now instead of leaning forward, we wanna lean backward, okay? So now you're gonna feel the opposite side, okay? Just be careful how much you lean. We don't want palm to come up from the floor. And again, you remember in the first session when we talk about joints, and when it comes to wrist, how important it is to warm up and stretch the wrist flexors and extensors. Well, here will be the extensor, and here in this position will be all the front part. So now we're gonna be here and simply lean backward and hold for time. Remember also that every time you do some stretches that normally are from 10 seconds up to even a minute, you can always add breathing. Why? Because every time, imagine that your body in the beginning is very stiff. Your muscles are trying to resist and can also be painful. But the more you relax and the more you exhale, okay, you will see how the body goes slightly more into relaxation. And from simply being able to hold in this position, the body will relax, so you're gonna go into much deeper range of motion. That's the idea. The idea of the warm-up is to prepare the muscles and joints to be ready for the load, to be ready for the move. But at the end, we simply want to stretch the muscle in order to recover, so it's ready for the move, okay? So we went with the move number 1 and move number 2. Now from here, we're simply going to go with the shoulders. So for the shoulders, you can use elevated position. We want to place our hands in the front. We're going to go into all 4 position, maybe even a little bit wider. Then what I want to do from here, I simply want to bring my elbows all the way in, okay? So bringing the elbows in, pushing my scapula all the way, putting my head down, and then slowly relax into the shoulders. Now look, you have 2 different options. Option number 1, completely collapse through the shoulder. This is gonna give us a nice opener when it comes to shoulders and stretching. Again, we hold. Option number 2 is more similar into handstand hold. So technically what it is simply being able to engage the core and still hold. And you will see the difference. Now here, it's more about opening the shoulders, but still having this feeling of the handstand. So today is a recovery day. Maybe you can also play with this, but if you really only want to stretch because you feel your body is tight, then simply relax and go. Also here you can play left and right, And you can also do it with a regular position when you simply go on the floor, you press, you pull, and you stretch. Now we're gonna do one more. From here, I simply wanna go into side. So from the side, what I'm gonna do is simply lifting my hand. So from all four position, I'm simply gonna go one step forward. Then I'm gonna raise one hand, place my hand on the side, and go all the way down. We call this thread the needle, and then relax. Now I can also go backward, but that will in base of how much I want to stretch, but I want to keep it pretty high. So what this move is gonna do is gonna simply open the side of my shoulder, the rear delt, and also is gonna target my the lats. So again, lifting up, putting it on the side, and then slowly really lay down into it. Relax and breathe. Then we're gonna come up, and then to finish, we're simply gonna move this on the side. And to finish, we're simply gonna go. Actually, we're gonna do two more movements. Move number one, because we're already on the floor, right? We're gonna go again to all four, and then we're gonna combine what we did before by opening the shoulders, but in the same time. So standing in the front, pushing, going all the way down, hold for 5, 4, 3. I can also put my hands forward and really opening more. 3, 2, 1. And then from this position, I'm gonna send my position all the way up into all four, slightly externally rotate my hands, and then I'm gonna stretch my lower back and my abs. Now, yes, into Cobra pose, you know, most people looking forward, but if you're somebody who don't have so much neck mobility, it's okay, simply focus on opening. And then again, 3, 2, 1, we're gonna do one more time. I want you to press, 2, 3, open. One more time, up, 2, 3. Nice and stretch. You see here also you can move left and right. And here you see the hold is a little bit longer than just 5 seconds. Okay, now we have this. We're gonna do one more movement that is not only into stretch, but is also into a little bit of strength, but simply give me a choice to open my shoulder simply a little bit more with the parallels. Now let me show you how this looks like. I'm simply gonna set up this a little bit further. So technically I wanna go into a plank, and then from the flank, I'm gonna hold just a little bit. The point of me, it's not to work on the plank, but simply to work on a transition and be able to stretch in this position. So this is how it's gonna look like. I'm going into a plank, right? And now if I will simply hold, this will be more strength movement and not so much into relaxation. So what I wanna do from here, I wanna lean, 2, 3, open. So it's same what we did before, right? But now we can go much more because the parallels are higher. They help us to really put our hands more inside, have a better stretch. But then the second one, we simply need to engage our legs first, engage the core, and then push through the shoulders into downward dog. Again, 1, 2, 3, plank, down, 2, 3, cobra, and then hold, 2, 3. Again, feet first, legs together, plank all the way, pressing with straight arm through my shoulders, going into a down dog position, holding, and then back, 2, 3, plank, down, 2, 3, and open. And you will see how this feels very good. Your triceps, you see your triceps are gonna be engaged, your lower back, your core is gonna be engaged, your shoulders. And then when you become better, the transition from elevation of the scapula to protraction is gonna be much more easier. So, here you have it. For us, this was a light recovery day when the goal is simply to stretch a little bit the wrist, the shoulders, and joints, and simply open the body in a very gentle and short way. Obviously, in base of your current fitness level, you decide how much time you can spend, and you have to spend in each position. Okay, if you really feel like this is a little bit too light, your shoulders are not tight, everything is good, then you can also focus on some handstand hold, but don't go too crazy, because remember, today is day number 7. It's simply a recovery and opening. Thank you, and imagine that the course is only 7 days. The reason for that is simply to give you the foundation and the structure of the joint preparation, of how the body works, of how you can structure your training, and after that, it's all about week by week, simply improving and working for progression. What I mean by that? Well, if we have a handstand hold against the wall, and the first day you can hold for 30 seconds, the week number 2, the idea will be to go for 35, 40, 50. The next week you're gonna do 1 minute. When this become more nice and more gentle on week number 3 or week number 4, okay, then you can slowly start moving away from the wall. If you do the same will be for the handstand kick up. If I learn how to do the kick up, then after a few weeks that I become good, I can slowly start moving from the wall, and then the idea is to do the same thing by freestanding. Same will be for pike. The first step will be building the foundation, building the engagement, muscle engagement, building a capacity of me pressing my body up from the floor. Second step will be elevated feet. Step number 3 will be high elevation. Step number 4 will be wall or handstand push-ups. So this is how normally it progresses. This is why this course should be around 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously, each person is different, each recovery is different, each time is different. This is just a small base guideline for you. So now, if you want to go more deeper into calisthenics, bodyweight foundations, and handstand, I just create an incredible 12 weeks, 3 months handstand mastery together with bodyweight training. This is 12 weeks, it means 3 months where you train 4 times a week. The only thing you need, well, is simply to have access to obviously the rings or the pull-up bar. That's it. Parallel bars. Yes, if you have parallels, you can use them. Otherwise, you can use the floor. But this is something amazing. And if you want to know more, please contact Body Connection Movement and check out the programs that we have that is going to change the game and life forever. Because this is much more structured. You really understand how to work in the first month, building the foundation. Then from the foundation, you start moving away from the wall. In the meantime, you also build your upper body, your lower body, the mechanics of the movement, the holds. There is so much going on. But please, whatever you want to know more, we are here for that. Thank you so much and have a good training.